Back with Harrison Phillips, defensive tackle of the Minnesota Vikings. Harrison, you spoke to talkSPORT on Friday morning. You told us about the fit. Yeah. You said it was coming out, so we've just got to see it.
Here it is, man.
Absolutely
this
sensational.
Is the Tommy Shelby fit right here. Small Heath rifles right here.
So, would you have still worn it if it hadn't been a win today?
I don't know. I wore it to the game. You know, did it walking in. Not sure if I would have put it on if we didn't get the win. But you know, Harrison Smith has a similar-ish suit. I asked him to kind of go with a Peaky Blinder vibe. So I think when we're all said and done here, we might go get a nice little photo of us out there. It'd be fun.
Love that. And 5-0, man. How does that feel?
It's undescribable. I mean, to go into the bye with this momentum, you know, going into a bye, it's almost like a must-win. You don't want to have a loss go over the whole next week and everything. And so, was a big one. Again, so much on that film to clean up. We didn't even play great. We didn't play our brand of football. And so, you know, I'm looking forward to getting to watch this film, learn from it, enjoy the bye, rest up, get the body back, and then get ready for I think Detroit when we get back.
You still restricted them to just 30 yards on the ground through the first 3.5 quarters. Like you say, not your brand of football. There was some nice stops going on.
For sure. I mean, that's just our style of defense, and that also goes to our offense, getting a lead early, forcing them to kind of get a little bit more one-dimensional. But obviously, that's the style, that's the game that I play. That's kind of what writes my checks is stopping the run. And so when we can do that on a team, that's impressive, and we want to keep that standard.
Are you pleased this year that as the defense has molded more into this Brian Flores system, we're not having to see you drop into coverage quite as much as we did last year?
Man, I kind of enjoy that. It's fun out there. The body needs a break every once in a while. When you just run into double teams every play, it's fun to drop out there into space. But you never know what Flo has up his sleeve. Maybe we'll get back to it.
I want to see it. I desperately want to see it. And look, we've asked everyone about this, but I want to ask you about toughness when it comes to your quarterback. Because Sam Darnold goes out of this game with a nasty hit to the ribs, misses one play, comes back in. The next play is the Chandler fumble, and the guy who is tackling Quincy Williams on the sideline is Sam Darnold.
Yeah, man, he's just got a chip on his shoulder. You know, a lot of people have probably counted him out in this league, and his career didn't go how experts apparently said it was supposed to do. So he's just got a chip on his shoulder. He's got that dog inside of him, and he's playing some good football, and I think that his ceiling hasn't been touched.
Where's the ceiling for this team then?
I don't like to think bigger than it is. I want to celebrate this win, and I want to go enjoy a night in London, my only night I get to get in London here, and take this bye week and enjoy and learn a lot, and then we'll get back. And the goal is just to go 1-0 every week.
Fingers crossed we see you on the town tonight then.
I'll stand out like a sore thumb. I'll be with the Peaky Blinders.
Harrison Smith, I'm going to say veteran safety of the Minnesota Vikings. I don't mean anything by it. That's all right, right?
I totally understand.
5-0, man. How does that feel?
It's good. I mean, you can't be any better than that. It's a good start for us. There's obviously a lot more to do, but we'll take it for now. But we got to keep focusing on things we can get better at and not get complacent in our position.
Said like a true veteran, but at the same time, where does this defensive unit rank with the units you've been on while you've been in the Vikings?
Yeah, I mean, this one's it's different. It's a lot different than anything I've played in, and that's saying something for the amount of years I've had in this league. I've played on some good units. I'd say this one is, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it's very complete from top to bottom. There's depth, there's understanding of football, there's high football intelligence, physicality, a lot of want to, good level of like young guys, old guys. Maybe like really old guys.
Well, let me ask. You had a sack today, a quarterback hit, a pass defense, a tackle for loss. Basically, you ticked every box on the board. So how much fun are you having in Brian Flores' system, just getting to do a little bit of everything?
Yeah, it's awesome. That's kind of the player I've always seen myself as. Like not always just the safety. Like can play a little linebacker, get near the box, blitz, play deep. Could have been better if I had a pick. But we got the win. That's all that matters.
Plenty of takeaways today from the defense, though. Like, it must feel good to have the unit have a game like that. And we talk a lot about complementary football. Like, any 1 week, it could be one unit or the other who wins this game for the Minnesota.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it's going to be a defensive battle, and it was today. We ultimately made one more play than they did on their side, but they had a good unit over there too. And Rodgers is always a challenge, no matter what's going on. He can always hurt you. So a win's a win.
The last one from me, I want to ask you about toughness, and specifically the toughness of Sam Darnold. Goes out with a rib injury in this game. He's only out for one play. The next play in, it's the fumble, but the guy who is tracking back to tackle Quincy Williams is Sam Darnold. What does that say about him?
Dog. We love Sam, man. Like, the way his career has gone, finally getting in a place that gives him a real opportunity to thrive and succeed. And he's like, just his presence around us, we adore how he plays, everything he brings to the table as a teammate. Couldn't be happier for him to have the success he's having, but also just to be part of us and kind of rub off on us rub off on him. It's been a real pleasure.
Well, enjoy the 5-0. Enjoy being 4-0 in London, by the way, as well. You guys have fun when you come out here. I appreciate your time, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Well, I mean, that's got to be where we start. Josue Matias, stand out. I always want to try and pick your position, but you play basically everywhere, it feels like. So, the star man of this Vikings defense, 5-0, how does that feel?
Amazing. You know, we got our bye week coming up. And we knew this first stretch of 5 games was big for our season, you know, just to set the tone and to be able to go into a bye week and, you know, get ready for a division opponent coming out the bye. 5-0 is really special.
Made it tough for you today, though, the Jets.
Yeah, we knew Aaron Rodgers was going to be, you know, Aaron Rodgers and make it tough. We knew their defense was really good, so it was going to be a defensive battle. But our offense did a great job putting up points. You know, we got to stand on the defense. If we keep the score low, you know, we got a great chance of winning. So, you know, we try to keep the score as low as possible. The offense did a great job of getting points on the board, and it was great team ball.
When we last spoke, Andrew Van Ginkel had nearly broken off a second touchdown of the season. Now he does it for a second time. It's unbelievable.
He's a hell of a player, man. We appreciate his efforts. He does a lot for this team, almost more than me, to be honest. He lines up everywhere. He drops in the coverage, as you can see, has the tie for the most picks on the team. 2 pick sixes. He's balling, and we appreciate him.
How good does it feel, with it being a defensive battle, to know that those takeaways, those turnovers, what made this game for you?
Yeah, that's what we pride ourselves on, all about the ball. We know when it comes down to it, the ball is going to help you win games. If we can get the ball into offense, or if the offense can hold the ball and put up points, we know it's going to lead to wins.
Now, Josh, to tell you something about me, I became a dad of twins this summer.
Oh, congratulations.
And we have been for a long time
Boys
joking. Twin identical girls.
Oh my God, congrats.
So for a long time we've been joking about that they're going to parent trap us when we get older.
You seen our handshake?
Talk to us about the handshake in the end zone. You and Cam Bynum, that celebration.
Me and Cam Bynum, 90 babies. We grew up on Parent Trap, and him and his wife love watching the movie. Me and my wife love watching the movie. Him and his wife actually watched the movie not too long ago, and that's where we got the idea. So we were practicing it all week. We got videos of practicing it. It wasn't as smooth as we thought it was going to be, but it was still good. And shout out to the UK for allowing the Parent Trap to be a success, because it was good. It was a good movie, and it was a good celebration.
You nailed it. That's the main thing. We knew what it was, so that's good enough, right?
Thank you.
Dude, that was so funny. I want to ask you a quick one about Sam Darnold on the other side of the ball. He goes out with that rib injury, comes back in 2 plays later. It's the Ty Chandler fumble on that play, and he chases down the linebacker to make the tackle himself after going out with a rib injury. What does that say about Sam Darnold as a man?
That's the type of guy he is, and I think you know, his experience and the stuff he's been through in this league is starting to show. And you know, you got a guy who bounces back. You know, he's had people tell him he wasn't who he thought he was, and he had people throw his name into the dirt. But, you know, he always came back with a good head on his shoulder, attacking the plan, attacking the work. And, you know, when you get a guy that's resilient and can handle adversity in the way he has in his career, not only just this season, you know, you get that's an easy play for him to come in and make a play for the team, you know, give the defense a chance to stop them from scoring. That's just who he is, and that's his testament to just what he's been able to do in his career.
Feels like a Vikings team where it is proper complementary football, where any 1 week, one unit can win the game for you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all 3 of us, man. I think the way we play in all 3 phases, the way we complement each other, even, you know, it could be positive or negative. You know, the offense throws an interception, fumbles the ball, the defense goes out and only lists up 3 points or 0 points. Or, you know, we give up a touchdown and the offense comes back and responds, or the special teams gives us great field position. You know, it's all about just picking each other up, and that's what team ball is about.
Where's the ceiling?
I mean, man, the ceiling's up there, man, but we're going 1 week at a time. I think for us, the main goal is to get the NFC North Championship back. You know, we had it 2 years ago, gave it up last year. So that's the goal, man. We want to be on top of the North. And wherever we go from there, however many games they let us play, we're going to do it.
Get to enjoy the bye week. Any plans?
Nah, man. The plan is to rest. We just had a long trip. You know, we're going to enjoy the night, but when we get back home, for me and my family, we're probably just going to rest, go back to the baby, you know, love on him. You know, he's been missing us this week, but that's about it, man.
Thank you, brother. Really appreciate it. Beautiful. Here with the right tackle of the Minnesota Vikings, Brian ONeal. Firstly, the 5-0 Minnesota Vikings. How does that feel?
Feels pretty good, man. Feels good heading into the bye, 5-0, and it was a little tougher than we wanted it to be today, but you know, unbelievable atmosphere. Thoroughly enjoyed our trip out here, and just the accommodations we've gotten from everybody, and the fans were amazing today. And you can really see how passionate fans here are about sports, and it's great that the game of football is growing. And it was just a fun place to play in, fun trip, and really happy we made the trip.
You've been out here a couple of times now. London is very good to the Minnesota Vikings, 4-0 out here as well as 5-0 on the season. Like, it's a trip that if you made it every year, it's a guaranteed win, it feels like.
I hope so. If it keeps going like that, let's come back every year.
I've got to ask you about your athleticism on a play that got called back, where you got down the sideline for one of the best bits of blocking we saw all day long. And honestly, as a big man, I was gutted that play got called back.
Me too. I was excited, but honestly, the hardest part was I was so tired after running 40 yards, and then you got to run back 40 yards to run the next play. So I was breathing pretty heavy for a couple minutes after that.
I get that. I really do. Let me ask you about Sam Darnold. Goes out of this game with a rib injury, comes back in, and on the play he comes back in, Ty Chandler fumbles the ball, but Sam Darnold makes the tackle to stop the touchdown. What does that say about that man?
He's just a tough cat. He never stops battling. He never stops fighting. There was a couple dirty pockets in there, and he stood in there all day, never complained, and just, you know, saw a really good bit of leadership from him today, and really proud of him. And we can keep him upright a little bit more, and we will.
Not the cleanest game from the offense, but it must be a joy to watch that defense operate with the takeaways today.
Absolutely, so happy for those guys. You know, the pick six by Van Ginkel was huge, and Gilly having the pick at the end to seal it, that was huge. And just so happy for those guys, and they're playing at a really high level. And you know, there's going to be some games where we can score 30 and some games where we can't. We got to rely on them, and good teams find a way to get it done when not everything's clicking, and today was an example of that.
And from your perspective, bye week now this week, going 5-0 into the rest of the season, have your expectations on this year changed at all?
No, not really. We're taking it day by day, week by week, and you know, we've known for a while what we have in this building, but it's on us to keep proving it and showing it every day.
And finally, I want to ask about Kevin O'Connell, your head coach. Brilliant piece in The Athletic this week about how he simplifies things on the offense to make the language work so well, make it so communicable. What is he like around the locker room? What's he like to work with and as a leader for you guys?
He's an unbelievable leader, ultimate players coach, but still pushes us and grinds us to be the best version of ourselves. And you know, nobody tells us they believe in us more than him, and we appreciate it. And I know everybody in here would run through a brick wall for him. And he walks the walk too. He's there till about 2 or 3 a.m. every single night grinding, and there's nobody who wants it more than he does, and we're all super proud to play for him.
And hopefully off the bye week, if we get another opportunity with a back going out to the side and you running down the field and making a big block on a corner for 40 yards, it actually gets the hold.
Yeah, it's just football. Stuff happens, and you got to move on.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.